Okay, so here we have the Garmin 935. This is the new, basically, multi-sport watch from Garmin. And here we have all the parts that are from the quick release kit. You see there's some screwdrivers there. There's the mounts that go on the bike and some rubber bands. And the two, well, I guess these are the backs of the watch for the quick release strap and the box. And the reason I say I guess is that you'll notice that there are no instructions included in here. Now luckily I've had a quick release before. This is the 920 XT multi-sport watch, which has the quick release here. So this one is slightly different because the 935 does have a optical heart rate sensor on the back there. That's those 3 dots. So to be able to take your heart rate while you're exercising with the quick release strap on, they've had to do it in a different way with this hole on the back. So there's no instructions, so I'll do a quick video. You can see everything's still sealed. I haven't actually done this before, so we'll see if we can work it out as we go along. We've got 2 screwdrivers there, which we use to take off this old strap. And what have we got in here? Got a couple of screws by the looks of it. And a couple of replacement spindles. Okay, so let's get those plastic bags out the way. So with the 2 screwdrivers, they've also got little protections on the end there. Take those off. So we need to use these 2 screwdrivers to get these 2 watch bands off. And the way I do this is I hold on one side and I put in the screwdriver. They're actually little hex wrenches on the other. You need to do it in some way that you can brace one and pull one at the same time, so it's a little bit tricky. There we go. Let's give that a go. Okay. So that's got it. So that's unscrewing now. Oops. This is why it's worth doing this on a good work surface, something that will hold any screws that you might drop. So we've got a screw that's just come out there. And there should be one on the other side as well that we can get out. Okay. I'm sure that one is coming up. Let's try pressing from this end. There we go. So there's the pin coming out as well. Pull that pin out, put it with the screw that we just took out, and that's 1/2 done. Now let's see if we can unscrew this without there. So that will, if you only put one in, it doesn't unscrew because the 2 are locked together, and that's just spinning inside now. So you do need to brace one side while you pull out the other. It's a little bit tricky. If you've got somebody else to help you, might be a good idea at this point. I don't, so let's see how we go. I think that's got it. Yep, there we go. There's another screw come out. Keep these together. Push out that side as well. And there's that pin coming out. Put it with the screw. And there's that band. So okay, so now we've got the watch with no band on. So I say there's no manual, and from what I can gather, this one is for when running. And you should be able to clip it in. I've got that upside down, so let's try it the other way around. Okay, so looking through there, I can see that I need to put that pin back in, and that will hold it inside. It does make me wonder how I get that out. Oh, okay, so yeah, so that pivots. So you can see, I don't know if you can see through the hole there. You can put in those 2 pins there, one at the top, one on this end, and one at the bottom end. And then once it's in there, I should be able to just unclip that and put that strap back on this part. And then when I go from swim to bike, I'll have it on my wrist. I should be able to unclip that and then put it on the bike, which is this mount. Works in the same way. And then this one actually stays screwed onto the bike. So with the old watch, when you went swim to bike, you do a quarter turn to the left and pull it off. You'd leave this strapped to your wrist, and then this part would lock on to the mount on your bike. So in the new watch, you actually unbuckle it. So okay, so we'll put those pins back on. Let's just seeing if there's any difference between the new pins and the old. Doesn't look to be, so we'll put the new pins back in where we got them from. So one at the bottom. Might be able to get these going just with the finger to start with, just so they don't fall out. Because you actually hold, you can see there you can hold the pin in. And then we'll just tighten that up. That's good. And we'll do the same with the bottom one. Which way around did we go? Went around that way. Put a finger on that pin. Oops. There's the screw. There it is. Okay. So we can get that finger tight, and then we can just do a little bit tighter. It doesn't have to be super tight. In fact, it won't go super tight. It's just to make sure that it doesn't come out. Okay, so that should now clip in there. Trying to see if there's a way around. Okay, so there's a Garmin printed on the back. So you can see that the bigger spring-loaded bit goes at the top, and that one, which doesn't move, goes at the bottom. So that clips in like that. See, there's the Garmin at the bottom there, and there's Garmin at the bottom there, so you can see which way around it goes. That means that clip is at the top to get the watch out. Okay, so now we need to do is put this strap back on the frame, and that's where we'll use these new pins that they gave us. So let's just see if we can line that up. As you can tell, the boxes, the packets are all still sealed, so I haven't done this before. I'm learning as I go along. It's a little bit tight, that one. I guess that's a good thing. You don't want the strap to be coming off. There we go, that's coming through. I'll just make sure it's gone all the way through using the screwdriver, and then we'll screw in this side. You can see there's two holes on this side and two on that side. I use the larger hole there. And obviously that means it goes in, the screw goes in the larger hole on this side. Screw that through. And it's just holding in there. It allows the screw not to fall out, and I can then use the two screwdrivers together. Just looking at these, they are actually, I think they're hex rather than screwdrivers, so you probably don't want to lose these in case you need to remove the strap again in the future. There we go, and that's good and tight. Then we'll do the same with the top strap. So just to make sure we've got it the right way around, it should be obviously the clasp at the top of the watch. That's the top of the watch, the bigger clip, and the top of the watch goes like that. And so we're putting that one in there. It's getting our pin again. There's the big lump is the bit that has the screw head on it. There we go, and that's through. Let's push it down a little bit more, and that should allow this screw to go in as well. Good enough not to fall out while we use the screwdriver to tighten it up. Okay, so there we go. And that is now our swim and run watch. Apologies if I can hear my dog in the background having a drink of water. Okay, so that's the strap going on. Oops. Quite an elastic strap compared to the other one, which is much more plastic style. This one is kind of more flexible. Okay, so that should allow us to put the bottom part of the watch in first and then push in the top part. So that's now our swimming and our running watch. And so when we come out of the swim, we'll press the top of that clip there, press the top pops out. We'll be very careful not to drop it, and we'll then need to clip it into our bike mount in the same way. So the bottom bit goes in first, the Garmin is on the bottom bit, the smaller clip is on the bottom, bigger clip at the top, press it goes in. Now this one is one of the Garmin quarter turn mounts, and that's where this section comes in. So Garmin are very generous, they give you a lot of elastic bands. We don't need these screwdrivers anymore. And they give you a couple of mounts as well. So with the mounts, they go that way around, so they should be, the higher end, the raised end is above you, and you use, it's very bike dependent on which rubber bands you need. There are some shorter ones here and some longer ones. You can see there's different sizes there, and there's also a little kind of shim that can go underneath as well if you need to kind of pad it out a bit, but it all depends on your stem of your bike, the size of it. You may need more, you may need the longer rubber bands, or you may need these extra shim. So I won't actually show it going on the bike, but basically the principle is that you do it in opposite corners. You do it like that in diagonals, that way around, two lugs at the top, the lines going across. When you come off the swim, you've taken it off your wrist. This is already on your bike. Clip your watch on your bike, give it a quarter turn to the right, and then you're off on the bike leg. When you come in off the bike, or you're just before you finish, if you're in a hurry, you loosen your shoes as you're coming into transition. You maybe also take your watch off your bike ready to go, so it's not holding you up. You do a quarter turn to the left, you pull it off, that mount stays on your bike. You take the watch part. Actually, that would be even better, yes. You want to leave that on the bike, don't you? You leave that on the bike. Take that part, and it clips in onto your wrist, and then you're off on the run. Yeah. So that does make more sense. Keep this part on the bike. You do that quarter turn, just leave it on there, and it's ready to go. So when you come in off your swim, you unclip the watch, clip it straight into this, which is already on your bike. You come in off the bike, you're pressing that down, clipping it back in, off to run. Okay, I hope that helps with setting up the 935 quick release kit. Good luck in your multi-sport event.